Good morning, viewers. Hello and welcome to the morning news show on CNN News 18. I'm Koina Sharma and I'll take you through all the latest news and updates from in and around the world. But first up, on top of this bulletin, we are now tracking some updates from Nagpur, where the probe into the Nagpur riots is now gathering pace, with sources now telling CNN News 18 that the NIA could assist the ATS. Investigators suspect a Kashmir-like modus operandi, with reports of stones brought in trolleys and mobs using by-lanes for cover. Now, petrol bombs and sharp weapons were also used. Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis has now vowed strict action and says we will dig out the culprits from their graves and punish them. Now, the ATS is also probing whether the violence was pre-planned, with Fahim Khan, president of the Minority Democratic Party, emerging as a key figure in this entire case. Officials are also examining social media posts inciting violence. Meanwhile, DCP Archit Chandak, who was also injured in these clashes, confirmed the use of petrol bombs and large stones in the violence, saying that the violence appeared far from being spontaneous. Now, with the NIA's past experience in handling stone pelting cases in Kashmir, its involvement could provide key developments into the entire case.
ज्यांनी पोलिसांवर हल्ला केलेला आहे त्यांना कबरीतने खोदून काढू, सोडणार नाही. बाकी सगळ्या गोष्टी क्षम्य आहेत, पण पोलिसांवर हल्ला हा क्षम्य नाही. त्यामुळे त्यांच्यावर जी स्ट्रिक्टेस्ट कारवाई आहे ती कारवाई करून
Well, this is a developing story and we're getting yet another breaking input on the Nagpur riots. In a swift move to curb the spread of inflammatory content on social media, the Maharashtra State Cyber Department has now taken strict action against multiple online accounts found sharing objectionable material linked to the recent riots in Nagpur. The authorities have already identified over 140 instances of posts, videos and messages across digital platforms like Facebook, Instagram, X and YouTube, which were allegedly designed to incite communal tensions. Well, these are the latest inputs that we are getting. In a bid to curb communal tensions, the authorities have now taken swift action against online accounts. Now, joining us for a better perspective on this entire situation is Mayuresh. A very good morning, Mayuresh. Mayuresh, can you tell us more about the type of content that has been accessed and was being shared on social media and how it was actually inciting communal tensions?
Accounts basically sharing the videos, photographs and even the text messages related to the violence, and somewhere the cyber cell is of the opinion that these messages were inflammatory and they are provocative messages which may lead to another similar kind of a situation. So to curb the fallout of this particular violence which happened on the Monday, 140 accounts have been suspended, and the concerned account holders or the account owners have also been served a notice, and they have also served notice to the platform, different platforms, to basically pull down these accounts.
Right, Mayuresh, this is a developing story. Thank you so much for bringing all those details. But I'd request you to stay with us on the broadcast, as yet another breaking input related to this story is coming in, where Nagpur Cyber Cell has now registered 4 FIRs against those spreading objectionable videos and rumors. A total of 10 FIRs have been registered so far. 84 people have been arrested in this case. These are the latest inputs that we are getting from the ground, where the authorities are swift enough in taking the action and are sending out a strong message against hate speech and misinformation, with 84 arrests already made in this connection and with the spread of objectionable content. Now, the Nagpur Police, the Cyber Cell, is also cracking down on those spreading hate and misinformation, with 4 new FIRs being registered against all of the offenders. Well, these are the latest inputs that we're tracking from the ground, and now Mayuresh continues to stay with us on the broadcast. Mayuresh, the Nagpur Cyber Cell is also cracking down on those spreading hate and misinformation. Can you shed more light on these 4 new FIRs that have been registered against these offenders?
Absolutely. From yesterday, we were saying that after a zero down on one particular accused Fahim, Nagpur Police is of the opinion that there are many other accused in this particular case, and they could be another mastermind. But having said that, even the Nagpur Cyber Police and Maharashtra Cyber Police are working very closely on pulling down the accounts which are still active and which are still trying to spread the rumors, trying to spread the misinformation related to the violence which happened in the Nagpur city. The FIRs which we are discussing right now, they have been filed against these accounts by the cyber police, and we are expecting that these accounts will be pulled down immediately by the platform owners, because the similar kind of notice have been also shared to these different social media platform owners.
Right, Maresh, I'd request you to stay on the broadcast with us, as we'll come back to you to understand the current situation on the ground in Nagpur. But joining us on the broadcast is our another colleague, Arunima. Very good morning, Arunima. Arunima, NIA is stepping up in the entire investigation. How relevant and important is this in the entire case?
The National Investigation Agency officially has not taken over the case, but given their competence as far as stone pelting cases in Kashmir is concerned, their assistance might be provided to the Maharashtra ATS. Why? Because there were some preliminary investigations that suggested that this was a premeditated attack. The stone pelting happened, the way a trolley was used to gather stones and bring it to the scene of crime. All of that is very similar to the modus operandi that is often used in Kashmir. This was pre-2019 modus operandi that we had seen in the valley. Use of social media is also a common thread. Having said that, we have seen in communal violence situations, even in Sambhal, stone pelting was the common go-to device by one particular community. So NIA's expertise in handling these cases, in understanding how mobilization happens, how groups from outside are brought in, and if this is just beyond communal violence, if this is considered an act of terror, then Maharashtra ATS could do well with the assistance of NIA if there are any pan-India linkages found.
Right, Arunima, I'd request you also to stay with us on the broadcast. As joining us on the broadcast is Yasha. Very good morning, Yasha. Yasha, help us understand what is the sentiment on the ground, and how are the authorities actually identifying and tracking down those responsible for spreading objectionable content?
So far when you speak of the cases that have been registered, Nagpur Police has also registered 4 more FIRs in this case. The 4 more FIRs also speak about the social media content that was put in place to gather the mob at the Shivaji statue in Nagpur later in the evening. But apart from that, what's also important to note is that there is a statewide crackdown which is taking place for the content, for social media content that is objectionable in this nature. Particularly because in the wake of Nagpur riots, what's also come to forth is that there are various places where flag march is taking place by the cops, so as to ensure that there's peace that is maintained in and around that particular area. Also, particularly at Sambhaji Nagar, which is where the tomb of Aurangzeb is there. So that's where even cops had taken out the flag march. When you speak of Maharashtra Cyber Cell, there has been 140 such objectionable content that have been removed from social media by them. This social media includes Facebook, Twitter, apart from that, Instagram as well. So yes, when it comes to Nagpur, so far there are 10 FIRs that have been registered. Particularly 6 were pertaining to riot situation that took place. But apart from that, 4 more FIRs have been registered when it comes to objectionable content on social media. Of course, when we spoke to the Commissioner of Police at Nagpur, he particularly mentioned that it was a pre-planned instance of pre-planned instance where mob was gathered through social media, which is where social media crackdown is taking place, and that's the case with the chief minister as well. Chief minister also happened to mention that mob was gathered with the help of social media, and that's why it was important to crack down on various accounts of social media, to which the cops found out through cyber team that was Fahim Khan, who was the mastermind in this case, and that's why he's been arrested and sent to police custody until 21st of March. Yes.
Right, Yasha, thank you so much for bringing in all those details. Arunima and Mayuresh, thank you so much for getting us all the crucial updates. We'll continue to track the story as the day progresses.